Seriously, what does failure mean? It's not, it doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. Let's use happy endings, right? And then we can relate this to failure, why it's not existing. Like, you know, everybody talks about, like, everybody wants a happy ending, right? Now let's go to the reality of it, right? Let's look at a fairy tale story. Let's look at Snow White. She gets a happy ending, she finds Prince, or whatever, she goes on, she lives happily ever after. Well, I call bullshit on that, because 2 months later, the fact is they had an argument and he's sleeping on the couch. Right? So the point is, the story continues. The story continues. So if you fail on Monday, the only way it's a failure on Monday is if you decide to not progress from that, right? So to me, that's why failure is not existing. Because, you know, if I fail today, okay, I'm gonna learn something from that failure and I'm gonna try again on Tuesday. I fail, I'm gonna try again on Wednesday.
What I try to do is just try to be still and understand that things come and go, emotions come and go. The important thing is to accept them all, to embrace them all, and then you can choose to do with them what you want versus being controlled by emotion. You know, a lot of times I've seen players, even myself, you know, when I was younger, being consumed by a particular fear. And to the point where you're saying, okay, nah, it's not good to feel fear. I shouldn't be nervous in the situation right now. And it does nothing but grow versus stepping back and saying, yeah, I am nervous about the situation. Yeah, I am fearful about the situation. Well, what am I afraid of? And then you kind of unpack it. And then it gives you the ability to look at it for really what it is, which is nothing more than your imagination running its course. You'll have the pressure on yourself to play, you know, to capitulate to that fear. You play with the sense of, I want to win, then you have the fear of what happens if you don't. But if you find common ground in the middle, in the center, then it doesn't matter. You're unfazed by either, right? That enables you to really just stay in the moment, stay connected to it, and not feel anything other than what's in front of you. So, you know, I try to just be dead center. When we lost in the finals to the Celtics in 2008, that was a turning point. So when I sat there in the hotel room afterwards, I started thinking about that. Because it's on me. If I didn't feel like my teammates were aggressive enough, that falls on me. And I had to understand what their journey was. How are they feeling as people? What are they going through? I used to ask them, it's like, Mike, you mean Black Jesus? I'm like, what the fuck? So the level of fear that he inspired in others was insane. And, you know, the hype of going up against Mike was, okay. Let's go. Show me. Like, I've been watching you play my whole life. Show me. Like, I want to see this. Everybody calling you Black Jesus and all sort of crap. Like, you have to show me, man. And I would tell him, I said, when I face him, we're going to go at it. He says, oh, you don't want to do that. I'm like, what? Man, you don't know me, man.
Well, I mean, the goal was to win a championship. It wasn't to win MVP or anything like that. It was to win a championship. So, from that aspect, we failed.
I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down all the way. So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself.
I'll take you to this scene. 20 seconds left to go. You're down by 1. You want the ball. You want to take the last shot.
Absolutely. I'm not afraid to fail. And I just love it. It's just an adrenaline rush. Everybody in the crowd stands up and everybody's waiting to see if you're going to make the shot, if you're going to lose the game or you're going to win the game. It's an unbelievable rush. He swings big and misses big. Same thing with me. I have no fear whatsoever.
Because I notice sometimes you look back at the defender to watch their expression. What's that like?
Yeah, it's, you know, you get the feeling from the defender that it's like, oh man, no, just can't, not tonight, you know, sort of thing. And I thrive off of that.
You love that, don't you?
Oh yeah.
You love that, like, defeated look?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Not really a thing, you know? Like, you think about game-winning shots or game-winning free throws. And people go to the free throw line and they're nervous about it. Well, what are you really nervous about? If you unpack that, okay, you're nervous that you're going to miss the shot. All right, so you miss the shot, then what happens? People are going to be embarrassed. You're going to be embarrassed because thousands of people, millions of people see you miss the shot. All right, and then what? People are going to talk bad about you. Okay, right? And so you're looking at it and go, are those things even important? You know what I mean? If that is my fear, like what is, you worried about letting your teammates down? Okay, have you let them down before? Oh, I'm sure, in practice and things of that nature, right? They're still there, you know? And so when you're able to unpack it, you kind of look at it for what it is, which is really nothing.
Well, man, because I think the greatest fear that we face is ourselves, actually. You know, I think it's not anything that's external, anything that's superficial. I think the greatest fear you face is yourself, because we all have dreams, and it's very scary sometimes to accept the dream that you have. It's scarier still to say, okay, I want that. It's scary because you're afraid that if you put your heart and soul into it and you fail, then how are you going to feel about yourself?
For me, it is that ferocity or that anger, rage, and I can carry that with me. Now it became, how do I instill this to the rest of my guys, to the rest of my teammates?
Using the darker emotions, the anger, the resentment or frustration and sadness, and using that as a weapon, using that as a form of offense. As some people are probably afraid to tap into that side of them, but it's such a powerful thing. Went out there and we went head up, and I think his respect and appreciation for me really grew that day, because you saw on the biggest stage, I didn't shy away from that confrontation. I looked forward to that confrontation. And when I was 18, my first year, he got the best of me a bunch of times. I was right there the next play. You're not intimidating me, I'm not going anywhere. And I think he saw that level of respect, because I think he was the same way at 18 years old. And that common bond is what I think, where our connection was built. The most important thing, I think, for players that come after me is you don't want to ever limit your imagination, because people may think you're crazy, but if us as athletes don't think that it's possible to do these things, how in the world can we inspire people?
Once they own it themselves, then the sky is the limit, because they're going to drive themselves and pull it from who they are and all of their life experiences and things that have motivated them.
After we did that, we have a bond now that unites us forever. Forever. We have a bond that'll never be broken, because the lion looked us in the face and we looked back.